Hello everyone, it's Tony here. I was pondering a couple of days ago how to improve my rotation since I felt like there was some room for improvement and there were a couple of skills that I never really tested thoroughly. So I was wondering okay, if I test a skill, am I sure it works as I'm assuming it works? Specifically talking about Fatal Stigma. So after a few hours of testing, I arrived at the best, or what I believe to be the best rotation, and I'm gonna show it to you all. I will explain why this is the best rotation in my opinion, but for those who don't really care about the specifics, I'm going to show you all my skills and passives, all my specs, and a quick demonstration of the rotation on a dummy. First things first, can really use any kind of daggers from tier 2 for this rotation, but I would recommend over any other daggers Destiny Binders. Destiny Binders in combination with the AoE spec of Frenzied Sword Dance will help you stack 20 Thunderclouds on your target, and since you're going to be running Inject Venom, you will also have 20 poison stacks on it. This is important because the more stacks of both you have, the more damage your Fatal Stigma will do. Any other pair of daggers will realistically get you between 8 and 16 stacks of Thundercloud, depending on your offhand proc chance, how lucky you get. So you can get 20, but it's gonna be rare. Not to mention that Destiny Binders also give you some crit hit, and they also give all species damage boost, which boosts your damage by around 6% to all species. So my old rotation used to look something like this, and the reason for it is that I was trying to have the buffs from the specs of Valiant Brawl and Stunning Blow active by the time Fatal Stigma blew up. That way I would make it so both Fatal Stigma and the Guillotine would benefit from them. However, I never really tested if the buffs were applying to either of the powers, let alone both of them. And I really want to apologize for that. The buffs do apply to Guillotine, they don't apply to Stigma though. And although that previous rotation is really good, I don't believe it's the best anymore. And one of the main differences in this rotation is that, as you might have noticed, I cast Stigma right after Stunning Blow. And just before Stunning Blow I cast Valiant Brawl to make both Guillotine and Stigma benefit from their damage specs. And you might be wondering if this time I tested that they work the way I intended them to. So let's take a look at it together. So as we can see in the old rotation, when you would cast Stigma before Stunning Blow or any other buff, even if it was still active at the moment of the explosion, it would not apply to it. Whereas in the new rotation we do see the increase in damage. But you might be wondering, since Fatal Stigma is benefiting from Stunning Blow's damage spec, does the next skill that I cast still benefit from the damage spec as well? Well, let's take a look at it. So Fatal Stigma will take any buff that is active at the moment you apply the mark and will still benefit from the buff even if the buff itself is gone from the buff bar by the time of the explosion. That means it can benefit also from the Valiant Brawl's buff even if by the time it explodes the buff already expired. That's why I cast it before Stunning Blow. Now of course in the actual rotation we do use Guillotine instead of Death Blow after Stigma. But for the sake of testing, I use Death Blow because it has a shorter cooldown. Now there is another benefit to this new rotation, and that is Dragon Ascent, the passive from the overall mastery that unlocks at 520 mastery total. This passive in principle doesn't do that much damage compared to the rest of your skills, but it still can help you a little bit with your initial burst. And well, depending on your mana regen, you can actually make it proc between 9 and 10 times at the beginning of your rotation. And well, the tooltip can be a little bit confusing if you don't read it carefully, since at the beginning it says each attack with your active skills will proc it, and then at the end it says it only procs once per skill. But luckily the one that procs per attack is the one that deals 140% of base damage. And in the old rotation, most of the attacks that would proc it would come from Frenzied Sword Dance. And this is a little bit of a problem because the Dragon Ascent takes the base damage from the weapon used to cast the skill that procced it. And according to my test, each Dragon Ascent proc that comes from Greatsword skills deals about 63% more damage than when it comes from dagger skills. And in this new rotation, the first 7 procs of Dragon Ascent come from Greatsword skills, maximizing the damage of Dragon Ascent. But guess what? The same applies to the other passive from Masteries, Destruction Spear. And Destruction Spear works in a similar way, meaning that we're also proccing Destruction Spear with a Greatsword skill and making it do max damage. And this is possible because Valiant Brow procs them once per hit, so 3 in total, in one skill. So yeah, these are the reasons why I believe this is the best rotation that can be done currently. Lastly, to finish up the video, I will just leave a clip of me finishing the 4-star dungeon with this new rotation, just so you can see what it looks like in actual combat. It was with random, so don't expect much. I hope you enjoy. Bye bye.
Like to become my test subject.